Things are not looking too good for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, as this Sunday night's episode hit an all-time low in its ratings. For the first time ever, getting the lowest ratings that they've ever had before. You better believe we're going to talk about it. Welcome back to Damien After Dark. If you're new here and you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. Also, make sure you show your support by clicking the thumbs up button and liking this video. Don't forget, last but not least, join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say about the story. So give me your thoughts and opinions below in the comment section. So listen, The Real Housewives of Atlanta was once my favorite show. Literally, I loved it. I tuned in each and every Sunday night religiously. And it's safe to say, I think everybody that watches the show can say that it's not what it used to be. We're not invested in the show like we once were as viewers. I know I'm not. I still watch the show, but I don't look forward to it like I used to. Now, this past Sunday night's episode, which was like episode 4, I think, they got the lowest amount of views that they've ever gotten before, which was a little bit over 600,000 viewers. Now, for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, that is awful. They have never gotten that low in the ratings in their 13, 14 years on television. The show started in 2008, and they've had a season every year, and they've never gotten 600,000 something viewers. Now, granted, it was a little bit more than that, maybe 640,000, 650, maybe even 670. Regardless of the fact, what I'm trying to say is that they've never been in the 600,000s like that before. And that's not good for them. That's not. I mean, it's not awful ratings. Like, it's not terrible to where the show's going to get canceled. At least I don't think so. But it can't stay this way. It can't stay 600,000. Now, they can get by with 800,000, 900,000. You know, they can get by with that. But it's not looking good. Now, granted, this was a show that once at its peak was getting 4-5 million viewers a week back in its prime, back in the early years of Atlanta. Season 6 was the highest rated show on Bravo, period, in history. Like, there's never been a show on Bravo that I think has gotten as high of ratings as season 6 did. Now, granted, reality TV has changed, when it comes to the way these shows are rated and the viewership and the demographics and all that. However, there are still shows that are hitting 1 million viewers every week. You know what I'm saying? 90 Day Fiance is a show that, a lot of times hits 1.5 million. Vanderpump Rules this week recently hit 2 million with their reunion, 1.5 million with their season finale. The excuse that people don't watch TV anymore is bullshit, honestly. You just got to give them something good to watch. There's nothing out there really that's authentic anymore that's good to watch because it's been done so many times. Atlanta has been the same for years. And it's time to do something different. And I think it's time to reboot this show. I honestly do. It's time for it to be put on pause. Let me say that. I think they need to, after this season, halt the show for a minute, take 3-4 months off, and really think about what they want to do next moving forward. Kind of what they're doing with Jersey. If you didn't know what's going on with Jersey, make sure you check out my video. We break down what's going on over there and how that's being put on pause until they figure out what's going on with Melissa and Teresa. And now I think that's what needs to happen with Atlanta. I really do. And then, you know what? I'll tell you what's missing. This show is missing its authenticity. It's a reality show after all. We want to see these people's real lives. It's missing the real friendships, the real life storylines. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this manufactured shit, we don't want to see. We don't want to see it. Like, first of all, they should have gotten rid of Sonya last season. Like, Sonya is the Teddy of Atlanta. Teddy from Beverly Hills, that's what Sonya reminds me of. Y'all should have gave her one season. They gave her another chance. So far, I'm not impressed. We do not care about her family life. Like, we saw that last season, all this stuff with her family, and like, come on, girl. And then She constantly references the Olympics. We get it. You won gold medals. We got, you introduced us last year to yourself. Great. I'm glad to see that. You know, I'm proud of her. But you showed us that last season. Like, we don't want to hear about the constant Olympic references. Like, you got to bring something else. And it feels like Sonya tries too hard to fit in with these women. I don't think she's a glitzy, glammy girl. I don't think she's a girl that likes to wear labels, yet she's doing it now. Like, you're trying to fit in to be something that you're not, and it's not translating well watching. We can tell that this is not you. We can tell that you're not friends with any of these women outside of the show. Let's just be real. Sonya is not friends with any of these women in real life. And y'all know it. You can see it. You can see it. Now, let's talk about Marlo. Something has to happen with Marlo. Moving forward, I'm giving Bravo my opinion as a viewer. Of course, it's not the only opinion. You guys have your opinions. You can put it in the comments. Maybe someone from Bravo will see this video and they will listen to what we're saying. Get rid of Sonya moving forward next season. Marlo. Listen, Marlo's doing a lot right now. I don't want to see her gone, however. I do think they need to pull Marlo to the side and speak to her and tell her she needs to stop doing the most. She needs to stop, you know, doing all this extra shit trying to make good TV. Because in reality, all this fake manufactured extra over-the-top behavior that she's doing is translating into bad TV. Because we can tell that you're trying to be an actress at this moment. So I think she needs to be pulled aside, have a talk with her, tell her, look, this is your last chance going into next season. We want to see real you, authentic you. Stop trying to, you know, stop trying to go after these women because you've got a peach now and you think they need to work for it. That's what she says. Like, stop doing that. Give her a chance. If she doesn't, pull the plug on Marlo. Pull the plug on her. She's been on the show for 10 plus years herself. You know, we've seen a lot from Marlo, but I do want to give her another shot. Now, I do want to talk about one other thing, and then we'll get into next season, what I think they should do. Carlos King made a good point on his podcast that I listened to the other day. And actually what he said, I was thinking as I was watching the episode on Sunday night. And he said he didn't understand why Kenya, or why Marlo was going on this trip with Kenya and the girls to Birmingham. Y'all remember Kenya went to Birmingham because she was going to be a part of the Alabama A&M, not the Alabama A&M, but the Magic City Classic in Birmingham, Alabama. And she's doing a girls trip. So Carlos said it didn't make sense for Marlo to be attending. And I was thinking that as I was watching, I'm like, why is Marlo, who is not friends with Kenya, who cannot stand Kenya, why is she going on a trip that Kenya is hosting? It doesn't make sense. It reeks of manufactured. It reeks of contrived. And it just doesn't make sense. Think about it. In real life, would you go on a trip with somebody that you couldn't stand? No, you wouldn't. So why is Marlo going with Kenya, who's not her friend? And I know it's not Marlo or Kenya, because in real life they wouldn't do that. It's the producers making Marlo go because they want the whole cast to be together. But if that in real life, if Kenya wouldn't invite Marlo, let her not invite Marlo. We're missing the real friendships. This is all fake friendships. Now let's talk about Courtney, the new girl Courtney. I want to try and give the new girl Courtney a chance. Because here's the thing with Courtney. I feel like a lot of these new girls that come on to Housewives have watched the show, obviously, before. And they feel like they have to prove themselves in order for the viewers to like them and in order for them to hold a peach or a diamond or an apple or whatever. I feel like she studied the show and she came in trying to have a moment. And I feel like her issue with Candy was calculated and ridiculous because her thing was, Candy said she didn't know you or something like that. It's ridiculous. Why? In real life, bring the cameras down, pretend there's no cameras around, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't bring that up to Candy if you saw her in public. You're doing that because you probably had a battery put in your back and you're trying to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, I can see why people think Courtney's doing a lot coming in. However, I think she's beautiful. I love her voice. I like her, and I want to give her a shot. So I'm not the jury, the judgment, whatever, is not out on Courtney yet, because unlike these other girls that we've seen season after season, like Marlo and Candy and the rest of them, we haven't got to see much of Drew, or not Drew, Courtney. So I'm going to give Courtney a chance, and at the end of the season, we'll give our opinion on her. Now, Candy gives us nothing that she hasn't. Candy gives us nothing that we haven't seen already in the last 13 years when it comes to her. They should have just brought Phaedra back and give the fans what the fans want. Now, listen, I'm not the biggest Phaedra fan. I've said that before. I don't care too much for her, but she does make good TV. We've got to be honest, and people want her. There's been a huge demand for her to come back, so much so that they put her on Married to Medicine, which I think was a mistake. I'm excited for it, but she belongs on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, where she started. Why put her on Married to Medicine? Because y'all want to keep Candy that bad? Because we all know Candy gave Bravo the ultimatum that if, she didn't give Bravo directly the ultimatum, but she said in an interview that if Bravo ever brought Phaedra back, that she was leaving. And I feel like that's why they have not brought her back, because they want to keep Candy around. Not necessarily because they love Candy that much, but they love Candy and what's around her. Candy's got her mom, then she's got Todd, and then she's got the OLG and the aunts and the grandmas and the big family and all the co-workers around her, and then she's got Escape, and she's got a lot that Bravo can milk and make money off of, so they want to keep her around. But it's been 13 years, and I feel like we've seen everything we can see, from Escape to Broadway to The Children to recording music, to Mama Joyce, to Todd and Mama Joyce's drama. We've seen it all, and the only way I feel like Candy should stay on the show, and the only way that would make her more interesting, is bring Phaedra back. Because we want to see that beef that they have explored. And can they resolve it? And can they move past it? And if Candy gave the ultimatum and said she was leaving, let her go. Let her go. You would save money, because y'all are paying her down near she's the highest paid housewife, $2 million, $2.5 million. You can fire her, give Phaedra not even half of that, less than half of that. You're going to save money and get your investment back, because people are going to tune in again. So you can either have Phaedra, get rid of Candy, or have them both. That's going to tune people back in. I love Sheree, and I always have, but Sheree's not doing much for me this season. I'm disappointed we haven't seen more from She by Sheree. Maybe we will the rest of the season, but here's the thing. Me loving Sheree enough isn't enough to get me tuned in every Sunday night. She can't carry the show on her own. Now, if it was, say it was this cast and Nene, I'd be tuned in every week, because I love to see Nene, but I know that she's not going to come back. She could carry the show on her own. Sheree, to me, can't. I know some of y'all won't agree on that with the Nene thing, but that's just my opinion. It's not looking good for Housewives of Atlanta. It's really not. And what a lot of us want to know, and what I want to know from y'all, what do y'all think about this, is what's going to happen to this show? What is going to happen to this show? A lot of people want to see Nene and Portia back. A lot of these people from the past. But here's the thing. I don't think Nene's going to come back. The only way I could see Nene coming back is if the show was like literally about to be, the plug was about to be pulled and they were about to cancel it, or they were about to completely reboot it and they wanted to give it one last chance and they brought in Nene. That's the only way I could see it. And even then, I still don't really see it, because of the legal nature and how dark it got with their relationship. I do think that Portia will eventually come back. I even believe that she said before in interviews that she does want to come back, that she's just taking a break. And I do think and hope that next season that she will come back. She needs to. That's going to help resurrect this show, bringing Portia back. Whether you like her or not, she has a big following and fan base when it comes to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because she is Atlanta. She's very Atlanta. Portia, she is. And a lot of y'all don't like Kim, and you don't want to see Kim come back, but I think Kim coming back would also help the show. I really do. Listen, she's not the best. I get a lot of y'all don't like her, but she's a hot mess and she's a train wreck. And I would love to see her and the other girls arguing, going back at it. And, you know, Sheree tugging the wig and, you know, all that. I would love to see all that shit. Drew wasn't giving much, in my opinion. Like, I liked Drew. She's not like show-stopping like favorite housewives to me, but I liked her. But she wasn't giving a lot, in my opinion, in the last few seasons, and I don't really care. I didn't care if she came back. However, now with her getting this divorce with Ralph, I think that the producer should keep her for next season and explore that. And I'm interested to see what a single Drew is like. Is she different? Not married? Is her personality different? You know what I'm saying? We could see her dating. We could see her being single and just, you know, all the different things that come along with that. So I do think that they should give her another shot. This is what I think Bravo needs to do. Fire Sonya. Next season going in, Bravo. This is how you can save the show. Fire Sonya. We can give Drew one more chance. One more shot just to see what she's like as single Drew. Bring Kenya back. Bring Sheree back. Bring Candy back. Yes, even Candy. Because I'm trying to get a lot of the OGs back. I'm trying to get back the real organic relationships and the history. So, Kenya, Sheree, Candy. I say Drew because Drew has genuine friendships with these girls now. At least some of them. Give Marlo one more shot. And then add Portia and Kim to the mix. And then you've got old school Atlanta. Like, you've really got that season 1 through 8 to 9 vibe. Because it ain't been the same since, like, season 10. I think, like, after season 10, it just went downhill from there. So, Drew, Kenya, Sheree, Candy, Marlo. Wait, Drew, Kenya, Sheree, Candy, Marlo, Portia, and Kim. That's 7. And that's all these women have pasts and real friendships and history. Whether they're speaking now or not, they have that history. That's 7 women. And then I wouldn't mind even honestly having Cynthia or Eva back. You may say, oh, well, they were boring. Well, they're at different points in their lives. They're both divorced now. And they have history with these women. So I could even say, have those 7 and bring back Eva and Cynthia. It'd be nice to have them both and bring them back as friends of. And that's 9 women. And if not Cynthia or Eva, bring in 2 new girls and have them test. If they do well, give them a peach or keep them as friends of. That way we can get some new blood in the mix with the old OGs. And Bravo's doing this thing now where they have 6 to 7 housewives and then they add 2 to 3 friends in, and we have a cast of 8, 9, 10 women. And there we have the potential for more drama, more storylines. You know, more can happen when you have a bigger group of women. And I like that they're doing that. There's always, look, when it comes to Atlanta, what it boils down to is that there's always a potential that they could pull a New York City on Atlanta. And when I say that, I mean there's a chance that, you know, if the ratings keep going down and this season is not received well, there's a really big chance that Bravo could put them on pause after this season and completely wipe the cast out and start over with a clean new slate and bring in a whole new group of young, new Atlanta. These young, new women, and start over, you know, especially if this is going to be the thing too. If this New York reboot that airs this month does well, if it does well, watch out Jersey, watch out Atlanta, watch out OC. Because Bravo may be ready to clean house and start a new generation of housewives. And maybe that's what they need to do, if it works for one, you know? Anyway, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. What do you think of the all-time low ratings when it comes to the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Also, are you watching this season? And do you think this season needs to be wiped out, clean slate, and start over with a fresh new cast? Or do you want the show to come back with a lot of the OGs? Maybe a few new women in the mix. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Make sure you join the conversation by commenting below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you're locked into all things Damien After Dark and when I post. Make sure you turn on those post notifications as well. And last but not least, click that thumbs up button and like this video. That's your way of supporting the channel. It's free to do, and I would love you forever. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See ya.